Hi, it's Mike Stevenson here. In this video, we're going to have a look for our logic app tests at how to do a simple debug of a test. So here, this time for this video, I'm up in the acceptance test projects, and we're looking at this echo test, which basically this is one of the tests that's going to run against Azure. So we're going to create a test message here. We're going to spin up the logic app test manager, which will point to our Azure, and then we'll send a message to our logic app workflow. We'll check that, we'll check the run history, and we'll check the actions, what happened, and just make sure everything ran through correctly. But what we want to do is we want to debug this test rather than just run it. So just to show you running it without the debug running, so we just run it like this. It spins up. It's the same as in the previous video, really, where I ran a test individually by specifying the fully qualified name of the test I want to run. So we get this one here runs now. The thing that's different this time for debugging it is I need to enable VS Host debugging. So I would set that to 1, which will mean it'll be waiting for me to connect to the debugger. So this time, if I run the test, what you'll see will happen is we've got our process ID here, and it's basically waiting for us to connect to the debugger. So go up here, and remember we've got the two different options here. We want the .NET Core attached, so we're going to attach to the test. Now, what I need to do, I can either look for testhost.exe or I can search by the process ID. So we want this 8872. And that'll attach to the debugger, and don't forget that it's waiting for you to click the continue button. So if I click that, it's now going to run to my breakpoint here, and then I can basically step through this like with a standard test. So I'm creating my input message here. I create my helper that will allow me to call the logic app via the management API. This will post to my logic app, get my response back. I've got my workflow ID here, which you can see. I'm then going to load the workflow run history, and then I'll basically check the trigger status. So that was successful. The action called response, we check that was successful. We check the overall status for the workflow run was successful. We got an OK HTTP response code from the logic app, and then I can check the message that came back contained my name, and if that's good, then we can continue and everything's good. That was basically stepping through that test. Now just remember the difference here, we're stepping through the test code, we're not debugging the workflow itself, so there is a slight difference there.